Hi everyone, welcome to the webinar. Today we will be discussing catalog editing. Now, to start off with catalog editing, we're going to actually start by trying to get some products into the catalog. That can be done multiple ways, but today we're going to start with downloading products. Now you can download products by clicking this download products link here, or click start, catalog, and download products. Now by clicking the download products link, you will open the DTools data browser. Here you can go to our library, which shows partners and non-partner data. Partner being having this green icon and non-partner having this red envelope here. The difference is that the partner data is more likely to have complete information, whereas the non-partner is not. So let's download some products. I'm going to click show partner product only because I only want complete data, such as IOs. And we're going to download, let's do clear one. Now here you see some of these don't have images, some of them do. We have this new icon here. That means that I don't have it in my catalog already. And complete means it has all the data, whereas like proposal, it would have all the data that you would need for a proposal. Partner, signifying it is in fact partner data. We have reviews, which is new for SI 2015. It shows you the reviews that other users have for this particular product. Preview, if you click on that, it'll open up a web page which will display information that this particular product has. So we know it has model, manufacturer, category, subcategory, a status, does have a part number or MSRP, has a URL, doesn't have specifications, but it does have a phase and phase hours, no IOs, no pictures. So let's close this. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit shift to select these, let's do these top 5, and we're going to drag over here, and this will download those products. We can see it's completed here. You can also download by clicking this download link here. Along with our library, we also have an extended library, which is the data is managed by an outside company that we outsource to get this data. So let's download some products from the extended library as well. Now you would only have this if you have data subscription. So we're going to do it again. There we go. Now let's go over some of these icons up here. Just give you guys a better understanding here. The select all and deselect all is for the product, so you can select all or deselect all. Preview will open up the preview window, which will open up a web browser so you can see what information is included with this particular product. The download, you can download selected. New, which means that you don't have it in your catalog, so look for whichever ones have the new icon and download just those. Matched means that you do have it in your catalog already, so if you want to re-download it for whatever reason, there it is. And new and match will pretty much download everything on the page, whether you have it or not. Options. This is just options just for fields to update. So if you want to update any fields, like say for example you download matched, you can pick which fields to update. This is filter, so partner data. I can make it so it shows non-partner as well. Or I can do show partner, show complete, which means it has all the information. And discontinued, which it wouldn't show by default because, of course, you don't want anything that may not even be manufactured anymore. You can sort by manufacturer, category, model, updated on, or relevance based on search. You can reset the filter. And this will bring you, these two buttons, one will bring you out to the library via the web browser. The other will put you at our data request form. And here you can request that our data team mine some data for you in case there's a certain manufacturer, even certain models that you want more information on without having to go do it yourself, of course. All right, so now that we understand a bit how to download a product, let's go to our catalog and edit from there. So we're going to close this. And to get to the catalog, we can do it a couple ways. We can go to Start, Catalog, Manage Products, or you can click this products link here. So here we have our catalog. So let's go over one of these buttons here. Some we've experienced here, which is D-Tools Library. Some we haven't. The new icon will create a new item, which we are going to go ahead and do. Here you have manufacturer, so you can create a new manufacturer here, or you can choose from the list of manufacturers you already have. For this sake, we're going to go with webinar. You can input a model, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dash ABC. Category. The categories, we have quite a few actually. So let's go with webinar. Now you can also click new here, new for subcategory as well. Something worth mentioning is that you can see here at webinar speaker, webinar wire. So let's just go for webinar for now and just continue on so I can show you the difference between wire and speaker. It's in as well as the difference to equipment. So first, let's go to description. Of course, here we have URL, which will put a URL for a product and part number for the part number. Discontinued if the product is not not being manufactured anymore and approved. So here we have our short description and long description. Short description, as it states, the short description, this is a short description. And a long description is, of course, a longer description, which you put more detail about the product. Description. Of course, it will be longer than that, but that's just for now. And tabs you can put, so in case you want to just have this tab when you search for it. Cool. Price, you have here where you can put your cost, which is what the product costs you to buy, your price, what you're charging the customer, and of course the margin of markup will be automatically done based on what the cost and the price. Or you can do it reverse, so if we go 100 and 15. All right, let's do it this way. 50, markup of 10. There you go. Now, we also have price types. Basically, you can change which actual price you use based on, say, residential, commercial, and government, rather than have to edit the price every time you come across a like say a different type of customer, you can actually set the price type in that case. You also have uh, price options, update price based on margin markup from cost, which I just did. Price rules. Now price rules are more like formulas. So say for example, you don't feel like doing the price right now. So you want to set the unit price from MSRP plus we'll say 10%. Say rule. So we go close and we set the MSRP here to 50. We can actually come here to price rules, change this to B, apply the rule, and here it is. Because the market was already 10% here. But basically, I took this MSRP, added 10%, and this is what the unit price was. So this really helps in the event that you want to add like a certain percentage to a group of products or even just one product without having to calculate it yourself. You can use a price rule, and they can be saved as well. And of course, you can also manage the price types. So instead of, you can choose how many price types you want, up to 12, and you can change the name. So we can change this to dental, commercial. Get a big O out of there, and government. There you go. Accounting is QuickBooks actually. So here where the accounting name is, that will be whatever the corresponding accounting name in QuickBooks is. And preferred vendor you can actually choose from here. But the QuickBook, that's a whole other webinar. Specifications, this thing's height, depth, width, weight. And that also changes based upon the category type. So for example, this is an equipment type product. But if we went back here and we changed it to say webinar wire, we came back, it's different. So here we have the diameter of the wire, whether or not the wire is bulk, like on spool, and the start and end terminal of the wire. We go back from wire and do speaker. As you can see, changes here. We're going to go speaker specification. It has height, width, depth, weight, but it also has dispersion down here as well. We're going to go back to our equipment item though. So there we are. IOs are inputs and outputs. Here you can designate the inputs and outputs of a particular product, the terminal, the signal, and the label. Let's save and close. There we are. And that comes into play when you are doing drawings for, say, a rat drawing. I'm sorry, not a rat, but a, specification is for rack drawings or elevation drawings. IO is actually for schematic drawings. So in a schematic drawing, it would have all your inputs and outputs, and you connect wires to these inputs and outputs to other devices, inputs and outputs. Whereas in specifications, when you're doing the elevation view, all the shapes pull from the height, width, and depth of the item, as well as the rack units. Custom fields are just custom fields on items. So, for example, if you want to put a date, just some more of a currency field, you have short text boxes here as well as long text boxes. And you can also change the name. So right here it just says test display, but you come here to manage, and you can change it to serial number. Accessories are, as I say, they're products that are attached to other products. So say if you're selling a display, you want to include a HDMI cable. You would put that as an accessory, so you always have that HDMI cable, or you're always prompted to have that HDMI cable whenever you add it into a project. So let's add a product here. Bring this over. And we're going to do this guy here. You have this option here that says summarizing client reports. If in the report definitions is set to item for summarize accessories, it'll look at this checkbox and summarize if this checkbox is checked. If it's not checked, then it won't summarize and it'll just list the product outright. Whereas if it is set to summarize, it'll just say the name of the parent item and have an asterisk. That price includes price of accessories. Here you have quantity, which you can edit. Prompt, which basically means it will prompt whenever it's added into a project, like, hey, you want to include this item as well. Recommend, if this is checked, then when it prompts you, it'll already be pre-checked. You won't have to check it. If it's unchecked, you'll actually have to check that box to say to include it. Otherwise, recommend will automatically have the include checkbox checked. Non-billable means that there'll be a zero price. It won't be billed. You can also add labor, and we'll get to labor in a second. We're just going to do additional labor. Here we have edit, which will allow you to edit the item here. Delete, which will delete it. If you have an item set to copy, you will paste it, but I don't have any. And update, which is like a mass update. So you can do this. So we'll add these items here, do update. So it'll update the selected items. So if I select all, and I want to prompt and recommend, there it is. Alternates are just another alternative to a particular product. So say you have a display that's 50-inch, you can have an alternate that's maybe 70-inch, and you put it here, and it would on the report say additional. I'm sorry, it'll say alternates, and it'll say add whatever price if you want to have that option. Large image. We'll add alternate. So I'll just show you what it looks like. We're going to add this quick filter for manufacturer. Go webinar. This one. Another webinar one. Large image, you can actually add a large image for the report with large images. You can add it here. Assign shapes and blocks. You can assign a specific shape or a block for AutoCAD or Visio. So if I want, for example, I want to assign one for this item in plan view, I can come here and say, what's this star? Or if I want one for plan view in AutoCAD, I can go, I want this one. And web will take you to the URL, which is, doesn't have one. It'll take you to this item out in the library, but just not going to find because this is a new product. Or you can do a Google search. I'm going to take you to Google. We can do search. Yeah. So let's save and close. So we have our new product. There it is here. Then let's go over the rest of this. So edit, we'll bring up the product editor here. Clone, we'll create a clone of that product. And as you can see, it says copy. We don't want to clone it actually. And delete, we'll delete the product. So if I delete, let's say this one, it's gone. Now once it's deleted, it's gone unless you have a backup. Here we have the quick filter. So if you're filtering for a particular item, you can do it based off of approved or discontinued, price between, for MSRP, minimum, maximum, same thing for cost of price. If you're looking for something in a specific price range, you can filter for manufacturer, by category, and even by category type. So we have equipment, speaker, wire, and then finish and bulk wire. You can filter for phase. You can also filter for QuickBooks items. So basically, items that are in QuickBooks, which would have an accounting item name, and items that are not in QuickBooks, which would not. Queries are pretty much like filters, only you can save them, and they're a bit more powerful. They could do a bit more. So for example, I want something that has IOs and has thumbnail. If we run, yeah, got the value. So true and true. Make sure you always put your value here as well, and you can have share with all users. So these are all the items I have that not only have thumbnails, they also have inputs and outputs. Show filter will show you the filter here. So show you what you're filtering for. And reset will take away the filter. As you see, it's grayed out. Price type, you can change the price type. So right now I'm on price type A, but if I wanted to go to price type B, it would refresh for price type B. Add to new package. Basically, it will add the selected item to a package. So for example, this item here, which I have selected, also has these accessories. So that's why it's 10. We're actually not going to do that now. We're going to make a package a bit later. I'll refresh. We'll just refresh this current window. And we have the download, which will bring you to the details data browser. The reviews, which will show you the reviews of the other users have for this particular product. It's not in there, so. Data requests, so you can have a request for data from our data team here. Actually cancel, close that tab. And update from will actually update this item to what's in our library. Of course, you have your web option here as well. Next, we have the Tools tab. So on the Tools tab, we have Find Usages and Replace. Basically, you can find where an item is used and replace it. So let's see if we can find one here that has a use. Let's try this one. So this particular item is an accessory of this 3VNet item. So if I wanted to replace it, so now it's been See, now it's not used as an accessory anymore. Let's see if we find another one. So we can do the replace. No, down here we have a replacement product. So you can actually choose which product you want to replace with. So we're just going to go here, select, and then replace. Next, we have mass update. So say, for example, you want to update 10 products or 20 products or 50 products. You can use the mass update feature. However, whichever field you choose, they're all going to have that value. What I wouldn't suggest using it if you want like a difference in these in this field between products. It's only going to be used for like if you want the value to be the same. So say for example, I had these 50 products and I wanted them to all have the same phase, then you would use mass update. You also have the price rules. You can apply price rules to a group of products here. So we can do a price rule for selected, and we'll do MSRP plus 10%. And now whatever MSRP is, let's see if we have MSRP here. Looks like we didn't, but this already had something on there. Let's see. Yeah. Now, accessories here, update. Same thing as mass update here. If you want all of these products to have the same accessory, that's when you would use this. Same thing for alternate. You can also update IOs across a group of products. So if we click on this, here we are, we have all these products in which we can edit the IOs for. And this is especially cool because you can, say, copy from one device to another. I'm going to just close without saving. Your export button here will export the selected or all products to a CSV. This is good because you can export to an Excel CSV, do your edits, and then import back in. So. And that will bring up this window where you can edit this CSV and it can be imported back in using this import button here. You import and you choose, where's it at? Where's it at? Here, somewhere. Yep. You would choose your CSV and then it open and import back in. The Layouts tab just simply changes this layout, so these columns here, so you can change description, where you can see description, price, so you can see the pricing of these items. It's cool because you change price type, see more accounting, so you can see the accounting name and preferred vendor, specifications, inputs and outputs, custom fields, audit, which will show if it's discontinued, approved, if it's set to summarize, has IOs, has accessories, all, which will show all of that. So there you go. And you can also create custom layouts here. The Quickbooks tab, this is another webinar in itself, so I'm not going to cover this here. And the settings. Now the settings is where you can manage your manufacturers, so you can add new manufacturers to be available to your catalog, your categories. As you can see, you have equipment, speaker, wire, and then labor. Cover labor in a second. Phases. Phases is basically what you pull labor from. So as you can see here, we have a cost per hour and a price per hour. So for programming, we charge $80 an hour. And that can be put on items as well as labor items. The available list of inputs and outputs as far as terminals, label, and signal. Head-ins, you can also add and delete those. So testing. And we have your tax settings. You can make it so either all items are pull their taxes from this setting here. And this will be item tax, this will be labor tax, or have taxes set on each individual product. Done here. You can also manage taxes, so you can make new taxes here, or you can create a tax group, which is just a combination of two taxes. So do this. And there it is. Now a group will just combine two taxes together. You have your wire, which is your default catalog bulk wire setting. So mine's set to 100 feet, but it can be 150. Your price types, you can edit here. Custom field, and search field. So basically which field to search whenever you search for products here. So if I click cool, because we did have an item set to cool for a tag. In retrospect, not one well thought out, but it should be here somewhere. There it is. And that's based on the tag cool. There. All right, so that's the settings for the product explorer. So let's cover labor, labor is pretty much the same with small differences. Well, not small differences, but let's go over the differences here. So let's open up a labor. So same, has a general tab with manufacturer, model, category, whether it's approved or not approved, subcategory. Of course, it doesn't have a part number or URL. You can do a description, so description of the labor that's being done, long or short, and also tag. Of course, it doesn't have things like specifications. There's no alternates. There's no what else? There's no reviews. So it doesn't have a great deal of the tabs. There's no shape, of course. Also, the price structure is a bit different. It can be either fixed or variable. Now, fixed is just actually fixed and or variable. Sorry, fixed is just fixed rate. So if I want to say charge $250 for this particular labor, I can. Or I can say I want to charge for, I don't know, we'll say 10 labor hours based on this phase here, which is, we'll say programming. And we can see the installation price here. So based on programming, or we can set it to be based on a specific option you can designate here. Here we are. And whether or not it's taxable. We'll make it taxable, why not? So if you want to put something that is both fixed and variable, you can. You can put one that's only fixed or only variable. That also works. Accounting number, or accounting item name, rather, and preferred vendor. There's your custom fields here. And you can also add accessories to the labor items. So let's save and close. And let's go to our last point, which is packages. Now, packages are just groupings of items. So if you make an edit to an item in the package, it's going to be reflected in the catalog. So let's make a new package. So we're going to call it webinar package. All right. So you can assign it to a package group. Say, for example, you want it to go in a specific system. So you put the system in. These are packages for that system. You can do that as part of a grouping. Here you have prompt accessories. Basically, it'll make so it does prompt for the accessories that are inside this actual package. Ignore labor and products. Basically, like I said, you can put phasing to items. So because you can put phase on an item, you may not want that reflected in the package. You may just want the package to have the price of the actual item, not the price plus labor. You would check this. Summarizing client reports. If you don't want the items in the package to be listed out on your report, you would click on that checkbox there. That's if you have, say, for your report definition, it set to summarize package item. It would be looking for this here. Include accessories will, of course, include the accessories when an item is brought in. So basically, if I come in here and I add a product, a product we know has an accessory. Let's go to our webinar product. And we know this one has an accessory. Right, see all the accessories are included, but if we uncheck that, it's not. We're going to include accessories with this one. So let's add some labor items. Do that. We can change the price type if we need to. So for this particular one, we may want the government price. Let's go back to residential, strictly because it has a price here, and I can go over the base price, discount, net price. Now the base price is just going to be whatever all of this added up is. You can't edit that. You can edit the net price. So I want to charge 75 for this. And based on the difference between this amount and this amount, it'll create a discount. Or you can put in a discount and it will generate this amount. You can, of course, edit items, delete items, and paste these items if we don't have anything in the clipboard. So I'm going to save this. All right. So here we are. We have clone. So we can edit a package here, clone it, delete. We have our filters, which we've gone over. They're not as, they don't have as many options as the ones for labor or products, but can filter for packages as well. So approved or based on a group. You can mass update. Oh, you can mass update thumbnail, the group, the description, the discount percentage, whether or not you want to summarize, ignore labor, include accessories, or prompt for accessories, or whether or not it's approved. Those are the fields you can update using mass update within the Package Explorer. Package items. So we're actually going to do this. So we're going to do select it. And basically, you can add items to the package item. So if we want to add to this, go here, just to see what items this has. We're going to add something it doesn't. So, all right, so package item selected. Going to add 3VNet here. Save. So now when we go in here, should be a 3VNet there. So yeah, this is just for when you want to like do a group update or for packages and add another item or another couple items. You can manage your package groups here. You have your refresh. You can export packages, and so you can export. This is more or less for, I guess, auditing purposes. So name, group, description, price. But there isn't an import function for this, so you can export them, but there's no import function. And you have 3 different layouts. You have general, audit, and all. So you can see all this information here. That's really all there is to it as far as editing the catalog. Are there any questions? All right. Well, if there's no questions, 2 little ending notes we have here. First ending note is, in case you do have any questions, you can always open a support ticket by clicking Start, Help, and either go into live support chat, which will put you in contact with our chat support representatives, or create a support ticket, which will open up this window, and you can put in your information and your question, what have you, and one of our technicians will contact you either through phone or email. Second is we do have for 2015 an implementation guide. This covers everything from the setup of SI 2015, such as users and just your settings out in the catalog, to creating and finishing a project. So that is a good resource that I would suggest you go over in case you have questions, and it should cover from start to finish in a lot of detail how to implement 2015. Thank you for joining me today. I hope everyone has a great day. Goodbye.